Brought to you by...
Some franchises are just ripe for expansion. Their lore rich enough to expand upon and build off of, expanding its reach into the vast influence of the genre. However, sometimes they expand into directions you wouldn't expect, turning from a brutally violent horror experience into the realm of slapstick comedy. Hello friends, and welcome back to ETF. I am still out here at the cabin, ready to dive into the follow-up to Sam Raimi's classic low-budget horror, with its slightly less low-budget sequel. Now, given that everyone has likely seen this film at least once, and Lord knows that it's been talked to fucking death by everyone in the world with internet access, and a need to talk into a camera about movies, I will probably just keep this one somewhat brief. Sam Raimi's Evil Dead 2: Dead by Dawn is a rare gem that defies genre conventions, blending visceral horror with slapstick comedy in a way that continues to captivate audiences decades after its release. Widely regarded as both a sequel and quasi-remake of the 1981 The Evil Dead, this film solidifies Raimi's unique voice in the horror genre, showcasing his penchant for innovative camera work, chaotic energy, and absurd humor.
Evil Dead 2.
The film begins with a sort of condensed recap of the first film, reimagining Ash Williams and his girlfriend Linda, now played by Denise Bixler, discovering the renamed Necronomicon Ex Mortis in a remote cabin. This clever retelling serves as a springboard into the chaos that defines Evil Dead 2. When Linda is possessed and subsequently dispatched by Ash, he is left alone to battle demonic forces unleashed from the book. The narrative escalates when a group of new characters arrive at the cabin. Their involvement broadens the scope of the terror and raises the stakes for Ash, culminating in a frenetic third act that balances horror and comedy with assurance. Raimi's direction is a masterclass in visual storytelling. His signature shaky cam and exaggerated angles create a sense of disorientation that mirrors Ash's descent into madness. The relentless pacing ensures that the audience is never allowed to settle, constantly shifting between moments of terror, absurd humor, and surreal imagery. The film's tone is both a departure from and an evolution of its predecessor. While The Evil Dead leaned heavily into atmospheric horror, Evil Dead 2 embraces slapstick comedy, influenced by The Three Stooges. This shift, while unexpected, works brilliantly due to Raimi's confidence in his craft and Bruce Campbell's exceptional performance. Campbell delivers a tour de force as Ash, both hamming it up with a machismo flair and having all kinds of fun with pratfalls and wacky interactions. His physical comedy and expressive reactions are the backbone of the film's humor. Whether he's battling his possessed hand or wielding a chainsaw as an improvised prosthetic, Campbell's commitment to the role is unparalleled. Ash transitions from a terrified everyman to a wisecracking, shotgun-toting anti-hero,
Groovy.
who we now associate with the franchise. His arc in Evil Dead 2 is arguably one of the most iconic transformations in horror cinema. Once again, the choice to blend horror and comedy is a distinct creative decision that sets the film apart from traditional horror movies. This combination of genres not only contributes to the unique tone and style of the film, but also enhances the entertainment value and engages the audience in unexpected ways. This choice allows for a dynamic interplay between tension and release. By juxtaposing intense and terrifying moments with comedic elements, the film builds suspense and then provides moments of relief through humor. This alternating rhythm keeps the audience engaged and heightens the impact of both the terror and comedy elements. The contrast between the two genres creates a roller coaster of emotions, enhancing the overall viewing experience. Comedy serves as a cathartic outlet in the face of horror. The intense and graphic nature of the horror elements can be overwhelming for viewers. The influence of comedy provides a sort of release valve, allowing the audience to temporarily distance themselves from the terrifying situations on screen. Humor acts as a coping mechanism, enabling viewers to navigate the disturbing and unsettling aspects of the film while providing a sense of enjoyment and amusement. I think the blend of horror and comedy broadened the film's appeal to a wider audience. While horror appeals to those seeking thrills and scares, comedy attracts viewers looking for lighter entertainment. The combination of the two genres expands the film's audience, catering to both horror enthusiasts and those who enjoy comedic elements. This wider reach increases the film's popularity and cultural impact. The practical effects are a testament to low-budget ingenuity. The film's grotesque creature designs, exaggerated gore, and stop-motion animation create a surreal and nightmarish aesthetic. The blend of horror and comedy is further amplified by the exaggerated nature of these effects, which often lean into absolute absurdity. The production team, led by Tom Sullivan, deserves immense credit for their ability to make the most of the film's limited resources. The visual effects, while dated by today's standards, have an endearing quality that enhances the film's charm and cult status. With a team consisting of industry titans like Mark Shostrom and the K&B effects team, it's not a surprise at all. They heavily relied on the use of gory prosthetics and blood effects. The makeup team meticulously crafted realistic wounds, dismemberments, and grotesque transformations. They used a combination of foam latex, silicone, and other materials to create lifelike prosthetics that could be applied to the actors' bodies. The attention to detail in these effects contributed to the visceral and unsettling nature of the film's horror sequences. One of the standout effects for me will always be the innovative use of stop-motion animation. There's even one sequence where they use stop-motion on Bruce Campbell himself, which I don't think has been done before or since. If you have other examples, let me know in the comments. This stop-motion animation added a distinct visual style to the film, and showcased the team's creativity and technical skill. The film also featured puppetry and mechanical effects, in order to bring certain creatures and some objects to life. These practical effects allowed for more dynamic and interactive scenes. For instance, the infamous scene with the possessed deer head involved a combination of puppetry and animatronics to create its menacing and lifelike movements. The integration of these mechanical effects added depth and realism to the on-screen horrors. The makeup and effects team collaborated closely with Raimi to bring his vision to life. They pushed the boundaries of practical effects and embraced a combination of traditional techniques and innovative approaches. Their creativity and problem-solving skills allowed them to achieve impressive results, even with the limited budget they had to work with. At its core, much like the first film, Evil Dead 2 is about isolation, madness, and the struggle to maintain one's humanity in the face of overwhelming evil. The film's humor serves as a coping mechanism for both Ash and the audience, providing relief from the relentless barrage of horrors. Raimi also explores the futility of fighting forces beyond human comprehension, a recurring theme throughout Lovecraftian horror. The film's surreal tone and absurd set pieces reflect Ash's tenuous grip on reality, blurring the line between external threats and internal psychological torment. Evil Dead 2 has left an indelible mark on pop culture, inspiring countless filmmakers and spawning a devoted fan base. It solidified Sam Raimi's reputation as a visionary director, and established Bruce Campbell as a cult icon. The film's influence can be seen in everything, from Peter Jackson's early horror comedies to the Resident Evil video games. Evil Dead 2 plunges viewers into a world where the line between reality and fantasy become blurred, resulting in a psychological descent into madness for the film's protagonist. The initial loss of identity occurs as Ash grapples with traumatic events that transpired in the first film, and technically the beginning of this one. Through the isolation and unrelenting assault of supernatural forces, his mind becomes increasingly fragmented, leading to a fragile state of sanity. This is a wild ride that successfully merges two seemingly incompatible genres. Its blend of visceral horror and slapstick comedy is unmatched, creating a film that is as horrifying as it is hilarious. With its inventive direction, memorable performances, and groundbreaking effects, Evil Dead 2 remains a cornerstone of the horror genre, and a must-watch for fans of imaginative, boundary-pushing cinema. Well, friends, that's going to be all for now. I hope you enjoyed this video. I know it wasn't as in-depth as my video on the original Evil Dead, but like I said, these films have been talked to death over the years. So what more can I really say beyond, it's fucking awesome. Go watch it for the 1000th time. I'll link a physical release down in the description if you don't already own this. If you don't, what the fuck are you waiting for? Go buy it. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, subscribe for more content, and if you really want to help support this channel, please come find us over on Patreon. Until next time, stay safe, don't follow my example, and stay the fuck out of cabins in the woods. And as always, thanks for watching.